Journo's back outside the Newcastle United Media Centre, or as we'll have to call it tonight, Whitley Park, because Newcastle United Under-21s have been playing against Chelsea Under-21s in the Premier League 2, 3-2 win. But that's not really why we're here. No. We're here to see the return, the Flying Dutchman, the Rolls Royce, Newcastle United defender Sven Botman. 60 minutes tonight, Jordan. That's what we'll talk about. Also saw Lewis Miley, spoke to him. Tried to get a bit of Carabao Cup info from him, didn't you?
Yeah, he wouldn't give us any.
But we'll get on to that in a second. But yeah, Sven Botman, good to see him back tonight, Jordan.
Yeah, really good, really good. I think, and he's out on the pitch, which obviously the most important thing. Getting now, I thought he would have came off at half time, but to get that extra 15 minutes after half time, he's clearly feeling good in himself, so that's a really positive sign. But I thought his performance, bar one misplaced pass, was pretty faultless, to be honest. Cool and composed on the ball, trying to spray it about. Had a couple of moments where he had to do well defensively. There was a cross at the near post where he was brave to get in front of it. There was a couple of defensive moments when he was well positioned. So of course, playing on the 21s level, you would sort of expect that from a player of his class, but to do it on his first game back and look the way he did on his first game back is really positive sign. So based on that tonight, he could probably play on Wednesday. Of course I'm joking, but yeah, he doesn't look too far away now, does he? I think Eddie Howe last week said he would be back towards the end of December, early January. It's probably about right, but based on that night, he could probably come back a little bit earlier, but you don't want to take any risks with him, do you? So
no.
But you can see there he's almost there. So that's really positive stuff.
Yes, very good, and it was good to see so many first team staff players there tonight. Yeah. So Eddie Howe, Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, Sean Longstaff, to name a few.
Jamal Lascelles as well, a fellow ACL recoverer.
Yes,
that makes sense.
We'll maybe see him for the under-21s in the coming weeks or months.
But yeah, there was a strong contingent of even the backroom team: Jason Tyndall, Stephen Purchase, Simon Williston. They were all here to support Sven. And then when he came off the pitch, in front of us here, he went in the stand with all the officials and families are, because his wife was here tonight with his little baby, is it?
Yes,
daughter,
young daughter.
Young daughter. So when he came off the pitch, he went over to see his players, the staff, and his wife and his child. So yeah, I hope he's feeling good tonight, because it was, I think, a mental barrier probably for. I think if you've been out for so long, it's probably in the back of your mind, will I do it again? But getting through 60 minutes, I think that's a real bonus.
And he got stuck in as well, I thought, which you saw that header, that you had a good few tackles, blocks. It was a scrappy game sometimes in an attack in sense from Chelsea, so Newcastle had to defend really well. I'm just conscious of how loud I'm being because of the club interview going behind. So Newcastle, I thought, played really well in the first half. Second half faded slightly once Louis Miley came off. I thought that control left Newcastle's performance slightly, because Louis Miley, again, if Sven Botman looked like a first team player who maybe been out for a few months but still showed his first team class, I thought Louis Miley definitely did that.
Yeah, you're right, they did lose control of that midfield in the second half, and it was no coincidence that he went off the pitch.
Chelsea got back into it very late on.
Yeah, but another one I talk about, Sven Botman being composed. Lewis Miley was so composed as well. There was time when he took the ball and read tight errors, and there's 3 or 4 Chelsea shirts around him, and he's taking the ball and managing to find passes. So we know he's a really good young player. Just unfortunately hasn't had any appearances all the season, bar a minute against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. But that's because he's got like Sandro Tonali's, Bruno, Longstaff, Willock, someone else in there as well. Joe Linton, yeah, of course. It's just a shame that in that position he's got so much competition, but I suspect he'll be in the squad on Wednesday against Brentford, and possibly the weekend as well, with Joe Linton obviously being out of the weekend, and Sean Longstaff on Wednesday, so maybe an opportunity for him to get minutes in the next couple of games. But he's too good for the 21s, but I think it was him playing here. It's just important that he gets match sharpness because, talk about Sven Botman being out for 9 months, Lewis Miley technically been out for 9 months as well.
Yeah, in terms of Premier League football.
And the last time they both started a game for Newcastle was in the same game as that Manchester City game. That was Lewis Miley's last start as well.
He didn't start. Came on.
Sorry, last.
His last appearance other than the Carabao Cup game.
I'm gonna have to change that. I've wrote on somewhere.
You're fine.
But yeah, that was in terms of minutes. That was the last time he played more minutes than a minute.
Yes, yes. That was his first proper appearance.
Yeah.
But we spoke to Lewis Miley. You asked about that as well. The competition for places, his injury, stuff like that. I thought he seemed in fairly good spirits, considering
I think he looks like he's matured.
Flew so high last season even though it's injury related, to then go back to the 21s must feel a little bit like frustrating for him. I think the lack of first team football.
I mean, I think you made the point Eddie Howe before in a press conference, Tom, where it's Lewis Miley came back from injury in a totally different situation than that he left.
Yes,
because he left as one of probably only 3 fit midfielders. And now he's coming back to a midfield pack that's got everyone fit. He's went from the Park de Prance to Whitley Park, but that's just because they've got so much competition in midfield. But when you call on him, he's a quality lad. He just needs game time. Yeah. And that's why I thought maybe interestingly, should he go out on loan? But it's one of them where you're just one injury away from actually needing Lewis Miley. Yeah. But if you could guarantee everyone was fit, I think Lewis Miley would probably benefit from going out on loan, to be honest. But as I say, you're
still very young, 18, and just seeing who's around. But someone who was over my shoulder before, shout out to him, Ben Parkinson. What a player!
Well, I mean,
it's under 21s football, but I've seen Ben Parkinson in action for the 21s before, for the first team before, and I wouldn't say particularly caught my eye. He definitely caught my eye tonight. I think he's gained a yard of pace. I think he's quicker, more powerful, always looking to make things happen. It didn't always come off him, but he's always trying to turn his man. The pace he showed, he took his 2 goals well. I mean, one was a penalty, but he won that penalty well from breaking away.
Hit the crossbar, could have got a hat-trick.
Should have got a hat-trick. Yeah.
I'll joke to you that he's been watching Alexander Isak because
the way he dropped
because the way he was obviously
at a completely different levels. Yeah, it's tongue in cheek, but
he was dropping
elements
deep,
of that,
winning fouls, he's linking up well with his teammates, bringing all his teammates into play. So I thought he was very, very good tonight. That's probably the best performance I've seen, to be honest, because
and he's flying this season as well.
Yeah,
I think that was his
11th
goal of the season, and Newcastle Under-21s looking a lot stronger this season.
I think that's
new management.
I think it's the strongest Under-21s team I've seen for a while. When you look across the pot tonight, there's probably a few players now you'd put out on loan. If not on loan, there's a lot of players probably close or showing they've got a lot of potential. I mean, you look at the right backs, you've got Charlie McArthur who scored that bullet header for 3-0. Thought he was really weak. Again, I use the word composed, but I thought he was again tonight. Mm-hmm. And then you've got players like experienced Under-21s, players like Jay Turner-Cook, Trevin Sanusi, albeit I don't think it was his brightest performance, but came alive in patches.
Yes, he's still so young as well. He told you the last time we were here at Under-21s, probably too soon to go out on loan.
But I just thought you look at the squad they've got now, and they've actually got a decent Under-21 squad.
Yes.
A few of them could go out on loan, and include Alex Murphy in that.
I think he's the one.
If
Sven Botman and Louis Miley looked like first team players, he looked like a player who was in that sort of bracket. The way he plays, the confidence he brings the ball out with, also the pace as well for a player who is like a centre back stroke left back. He's sort of found his home in the left back position, and he's played there for Newcastle a couple of times in friendlies and briefly in the Premier League as well. And I think he's a player who would benefit. Now he's getting a little bit older. He's still very young, but
he looks experienced at this level. Yeah, and that's. I think he needs to go on.
When players look like that, then it's time. It's like Elliot Anderson a few years ago. You go right, Bristol Rovers for you, which I thought was possibly too low for Elliot Anderson, but then he shone in that spell, playing games, scoring goals, confidence, and then came back to Newcastle, almost first team ready basically, and then ended up getting that move, but we'll not talk about that. Alex Murphy, I think in January, get him get him out on loan, get him playing. We debated, you think Championship, I think League One. I think
you're right in what you're saying, because he'd probably get more minutes at League One, and that use the Elliot Anderson example where just any professional level, just get him some game time.
Yeah, in the EFL.
Yeah, I think he's got to go out on loan. But he was, usually, I know he can play a left back, but I've known him as a sort of centre half by trade, and usually centre halves can look out of players at left back. You look at
he's got a real turn of pace and real confidence on the ball, which I really
there was one in the first half when I think he beat 2 Chelsea men and put a ball in. Ben Parkinson was fouled, didn't get the free kick. But even defensively, I think he's really disciplined up until probably the 5 minutes when it got a little bit ragged for everyone. He got booked late on, but he was a. I think the stand-up performers tonight were Lewis Miley, Sven Botman, Alex Murphy, and Ben Parkinson. I would maybe include Charlie McCarthy and sort of the bracket that's probably just below that. That was my stand.
Great header from him. No, I was really impressed with Ben Parkinson to a degree where, not surprised, because I don't want to offend the young lad, but it was the best I'd seen from him. I expected a good performance from Lewis Miley, for example.
Yeah.
I expected Sven Botman to sort of stroll through the game and maybe look after himself, and I thought he didn't have to break a sweat and look good. And now we'll look ahead to a big game on Wednesday night and being back. Well, you'll be back at the press conference tomorrow. I'm handing the reins to the always capable Joe Buck, but I'll meet up with you for a post-press conference debrief.
No one wants to see us at Cronin's.
Oh no, they do, man.
I didn't want to see it. So yeah, hopefully I'll meet up with you. You're reliable, so I'll trust that I'll see you.
No, that's fine. I've said it in a video. We'll be back tomorrow because it's a huge game, and Louis Miley on the bench.
I did ask him to say will he be in the squad on Wednesday, and him and the press officer
he looked him, man.
Both laughed. So he's coming off 45 minutes tonight. I think that probably indicates that he is in the squad. I'm trying to think anyone that could go in ahead of him, because obviously
you've got no Sean Longstaff, no Callum Wilson. Trying to think who would come in or out. No,
I think he's a shoo-in
to be in the squad.
So
it'll be good to see him back involved in a first team capacity after a few weeks out, and like that brief sort of cameo against Chelsea back in October. Now, it was quite a while ago. And then Sven Botman getting closer and a step in the right direction tonight. But I think this is Newcastle Under-21s last game of the calendar year, so
I believe so.
There's a good few games for the first team now before the 21s play again. So in terms of working on match sharpness, match fitness, it's going to have to be first team now from now on for the Sven Botmans and Louis Mileys of the world. So maybe we'll see them sooner rather than later, though Eddie Howe has always urged caution, particularly as far as Sven Botman's return is concerned, being out for 9 months. So we quickly made a video tonight, and hopefully you enjoyed it, just reflecting on what we saw from the Under-21s, which we don't usually get to cover in terms of our videos. I think me and Liam have done one previously, but we'll wrap up there with the T's and C's, Jordan.
Mitigate transforms workplace mental health, mitigating legal risks, reducing absenteeism and boosting productivity, delivering up to £9 ROI per £1 invested. Book your free demo today.
So that's Mitigate, our new sponsors, and of course do not forget Four Rivers Financial Planning, our long-term OG sponsors on the Geordie Journos for all of your holistic financial and pension needs. So check both them out, links in the description, and of course please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journos content. Me and Jordan will be back tomorrow, where you'll be telling me all about Eddie Howe's press conference.
After we try to.
And we'll be back, of course, with Liam at St James. Oh no, not Liam, because he's got tickets to the game. Yes.
To Crow?
What?
Skirt
Cronin duo, which are most of the videos really, in terms of
will be this week
when they're not at St James's Park or away. So we'll see you there, and please remember to ring the bell for all your latest Geordie Journos content, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.